So glad that you have tuned in there with us. The officials, Matt Palem, Scott McCall, and Jeffrey Hoffman. The opening draw belongs to the Nittany Lions in white. O'Leary brings it in off the end line. Gets the screen set by Griffin Turner. Turner, 7 seconds to shoot. Gets underneath, brings that one off the iron as Frassian had that short side sealed. Donnery exchanging here. Bring it up top for Matthews. On a sneak, Frassian with another stop close to the post as it's taken off the turf.
He's got the ball right now. It's developed into one of the top cover guys, not just in the conference, but around the nation as well.
Showing off a pretty good handle there. Alex Ross, understated excellence. Firing here. Fayok straightens up to make the save and scampers out of the cage. Nicely flicking this one along towards midfield. Well ridden, though, by Lehman. Off the unsettled situation, the Nittany Lions come up off the turf and have possession. Mark Dixon mentioned Matt Trainor's in the lineup. Good to go. He was questionable heading into play tonight. The leading goal scorer, the second leading point producer. And then there's the fabulous freshman, Aquino. Had that rejected by Fayok. Another chance and tight score. Matthews on the finish.
This possession all started with the ride from Kyle Lehman, creating the turnover to give a second chance possession to the Penn State Nittany Lions. And a little bit of pinball action results in this goal. Liam Matthews, after Aquino whistles it off the pipe, Trainer picks it up, geeks the ground ball, and then it just flicks into the stick of Garrett Matthews, who's Johnny on the spot.
Wallstrom, the fourth leading scorer, is picked up on the perimeter. Send it up top. Amon for a long bouncer. Fayok the save. Rebound. Follow up and score. Wallstrom on the putback.
Tasty with the big body. Caleb Fayok, the goaltender for Ohio State. He'll make saves, but he does give up rebounds. And Luke Wallstrom, a little ginger getting off the field. Wallstrom has been playing attack in the absence of Kyle Lehman the last couple of games. But now he's back to his midfield position. But he is going to get the rebound, and he's going to stick it. And watch the contact. And it looks like he landed a little bit awkwardly. We'll keep an eye on the leg health.
Getting away from the long stick midfielder Ryan O'Connor. Long drive answered by Frassian. They bring it on around for Gannon Matthews. He'll work against Amon. Wide open look here. Fire and score! Ben Mayer.
This is excellent offense by the Buckeyes. As Ohio State's feeling this Penn State defense out, I'm thinking to myself, what are they trying to do? What are they trying to accomplish? Jeff Tambroni looking on at his defense. A little bit of an undisciplined slide. But here's the defense by Ohio State. Bobby Van Buren with a little bit of a trail check. And then watch Matthews going to the cage, draws the double. Meyer wide open. There is no one within a zip code of number 4 in red. And he pastes the upper 90 with precision.
Slicing the Penn State lead in half. Jack Oldman and Colby Baldwin, the men drawing at the face-off tonight. Zach Hepworth just took a turn for Ohio State, subbing in for Oldman.
6'4", and he is bigger in person than he looks on tape.
Strong drive and put away. That's Matt Trainer.
Penn State showing some aggressiveness off of the end line on restarts. We saw Kyle Lehman a couple minutes ago, thwarted by Bobby Van Buren. This time, number 22 in white, Matt Trainer, is going to take it, and he is going to jet to the cage. And whatever rust he had in the early stages of this game has been knocked off. Beautiful front curl, gets top side, gets a great angle, and slams it home against Caleb Fayok.
More, they refer to it as the heart of a competitor jersey. The late Connor Darcy. I can't believe it's been 10 years.
Yeah, very hard to believe.
Since he's passed away in an auto accident. Frassian guarding the cage for the Nittany Lions in expert fashion. Island carrying it at the offensive end against Ethan Long. Bouncer fought off by Frassian in the waning stages of this opening quarter. Very quiet demeanor, they say, but he's nails tough. Hesitation, move to the interior. Hobbs on the go from Peden. Rips that one off of Fayak. Big rebound. Rolled out towards midfield. They scramble for it. Good scoop. In transition. The pass towards the crease. Knocked down. Frassian gets out there to help his defenders. In the final 4 seconds, heave-ho the length of the field. And the opening frame is done.
This is the time of year where every team in college lacrosse is banged up. They're feeling it. So to give themselves that breather in the schedule was beneficial, I think, to get them a little healthier.
Good look inside, rip and score! Wallstrom with a BB.
Wallstrom moving back from attack into the midfield, not a problem. This is actually scored from the attack position as he comes in the second quarter to spell trainer a little bit. Ethan Long has been putting together a couple really solid weeks, of lacrosse. He scored the game winner in overtime against Cornell. He had 4 goals against Robert Morris. Watch him look off the defense.
He's up to 10 tallies on the season. He tied a career high with the 3 goals and 2 assists against Robert Morris last time out. He already has 3 now, 2-goal games this season. On the far sideline, this ball rolls out of bounds. It'll be possession for Ohio State. Change the formation again. Rotate, Turner. The pass for Marinier, deflected. Well done there by Ross. Continuing to show his brilliance at the defensive end. Unsettled to the crease. Score! Garrett Haas.
Huge goal for Ohio State as referee Matt Palin getting in the face of the Penn State defense. Give them the what's what. Penn State benefited from a goal off of a tenacious ride in the first quarter, and now Ohio State returns the favor. The great knockdown by Ross, but look at the Buckeyes get after this thing. And what Jeff Tambroni is saying is that the Penn State player, his stick was held. Number 31 in white is saying that his stick was held, Patrick Keenan, and that allowed Ohio State to win the man ball battle.
Keep it hot. That pass to the interior is knocked down. Well done there by the Nittany Lions. And a turnover. Costin on the wrong page with Frassian, and it turns out to be a layup.
What a check from number 8 in red, Shane O'Leary. Just perfect on the bottom of the stick of the 70 inches of titanium of the Penn State defense. We're going to take a look at Garrett Haas. He's behind the cage. This ball squirts out. Look at O'Leary. Look at that check. It just pops the ball out right there. Boom. And Garrett Haas, Johnny on the spot. Frassian vacated the goal to help his defender out with the clear attempt.
Tangling with Ryan O'Connor, the long stick midfielder. Mayer off the roll dodge to a better shooting lane against Aldridge. Gets underneath, fires and scores. Mayer ties it at 4.
The Buckeyes are rolling heavy. Juice goal off of the ride that got them their second score has now been punctuated by their 3rd in a row, and all Jeff Tambroni can do is shake his head. We talk about Jack Frassian being unorthodox, and this is where that style comes to bite him a little bit. Nothing fancy. All you got to do here really is hug the pipe. This is a low-angle shot by number 4 in red, Mayer. And here you just hug the pipe, get your stick up. Don't give him anything to shoot at. You got to save.
Wallstrom looking for the first half hat trick. Getting downhill there on Foster. Skip it through. Lehman over the top. Fayak with a stop there. This one rebounds out of play. Aquino. Then Amon. Off of a screen, gets the pick. Rips that one as Fayak shuffled over. Serves to Aquino. And then this way for Amon into the alley. Bouncer, and again, Fayak right on the angle. Rebounds loose. And it's scooped up neatly by Cullen Brown.
A good goaltending by Fayak.
25 seconds to shoot. McKenna. Off this dodge. Feed. Fire and score! The big gunner, Marinier.
Things getting a little chippy after that last goal. Marinier, the outstanding shooter for Ohio State. Penn State slipped into a zone. They've been playing a pseudo zone for the majority of this game, but this was a straight zone. And it's just ball movement. Getting the rotation, getting it to the weak side, and Marinier is just going to step in with time, space, delivers the worm burner past Frassian.
Severe heat. He's already got 2 today. McKenna drawing a lot of help, and it's in the cross of Frassian. Counterattack time for the Nittany Lions.
Yeah, Penn State ran an inverted zone where the 2 short sticks were down low on the pipes.
Aldridge sprinting back, he scores! The defensive midfielder goes very offensive.
Terrific defensive stand for Penn State. They threw a little bit of a wrinkle into the zone. They took their poles and put them up top. Then they put their shorties down low. We ran this at Hopkins 30 years ago. We called it black. And they're down low. And here we go on the clear. Look at Aldridge, kind of cruising along, soaks the check, recognizes numbers, but does a great job of rolling back. And I think he caught Caleb Fayak a little off guard. As an offensive midfielder, you think you're going to turn that thing back and then just cycle it behind the cage. Aldridge sets his feet, lets it whip.
Turner gets into the alley. Sprinkles this one that's picked off. Ross anticipated it well, then he gave it up. Unsettled to the slot area. Frassian made the denial.
Wow. You want action? We got action.
Throws back. Langermeyer there defensively against Trainer. Fayak waiting in the crease. Ball down. Out and in. They're going to give possession to Penn State. The hard-working Greg Langermeyer on him, the short stick defensive midfield captain for the Buckeyes. They rotate around and fire. Fayak with a stop there. Trainer gets his own rebound. Jack Oldman, 56% on the season, coming on strong in that second quarter. Colby Baldwin, 61%, and it was Jeff Tambroni who said Baldwin has made the biggest improvement of any of the players on his squad this season, from this season to last. A mark of 8-1. They're in the scarlet and gray. Penn State here at home in the all-white. Getting underneath. Score! On the run, Shane O'Leary.
O'Leary will not be credited with an assist when he took the ball out of the stick of a Penn State defender, but he gets a point on a beautiful individual effort. He's just going to recognize the opportunity to gain some leverage. And you can see that Penn State defense packing it in, but they come out of the zone. And this is an opportunity to dodge. And he just gets leverage and is able to get underneath. Comes back top side. A little bit miscommunication maybe was huge for the confidence level of this Ohio State Buckeye team here in the second half.
McKenna dragging Leary back behind the cage. Looking to pass over the top. Beautifully done. And it's stashed home by Ryan Donnery.
Mental mistake gives Ohio State a second chance possession. You count forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We see you on the far side. 7 in the offensive zone, creates the offsides. Officials pick it up. And right now it's just disorganization for this Ohio State, or for this Penn State defense.
Myers said his team really took a mature attitude to that early season loss. What may have rocked other programs just inspired this one. Long sidewinder, snapped up beautifully by Fayak. The outlet is right on the button to Johnny Cool. Here they come in transition. Brown for Cool. Fires a bouncer over top of Frassian and wide. Here comes the help. McKenna looking over the top. Donnery fires, he scores! Ryan Donnery.
All Ohio State, their third consecutive tally to begin this third frame of action. And they are taking what Penn State is giving them. And what the short stick defensive midfield of Penn State gave Donnery right here was a bad approach. He came flying out, 33 and white, king. That's just a bad approach. And Donnery scorches him. Goes around, worm burner, back of the cage. All Buckeyes so far here in the third quarter.
To their liking after falling behind 4-1. If you haven't been with us all the way this Sunday night. Buckeyes in the scarlet. Perimeter shot, bullseye! A howitzer from Marinier.
This is what Marinier does. What if I told you that number 5 in the scarlet and gray used to play defense? I don't think anyone would believe me. Not with a shooting stroke this smooth. Once again, ball movement. Penn State back in the zone, packing it in. And Marinier with time, space, and he just rattles this one past Frassian.
Former conference rivals, in fact, right? The Great Western Lacrosse League.
Oh my God, there were some battles back in the day.
Aquino, the freshman, getting used to the Big Ten play now. Ball down, wild scramble for it. Still down on the turf, multiple flags fly. Pass to the inside, Aquino is still wrapped up. Most goals they put up in a game this season. They were 0 for 1 on the extra man. They are the Big Ten Conference's leader when it comes to extra man offense efficiency at 46%. Haven't had many shots in this quarter. Ohio State's had the lion's share of the possession, no pun intended. Skip it over the top. A whistling drive from Amon. Rebels around and out. They were celebrating. The Nittany Lions thought it was in.
Review is in play, so we'll see if Jeff Tambroni gets a look on his iPad at that and maybe throws the challenge flag. I don't see anything.
Could there be...
Well, wait a minute.
Could there be a no-goal call here? Were our eyes deceiving us?
Wow.
That ball looked like it was completely
clearly
across
over
and
the goal
back
line.
Am I seeing things on the back?
Let's take a look again. It kisses off the crossbar and just goes straight down.
But look where it is. It's a foot behind the goal.
Yeah,
on green turf.
Wow, that is astonishing.
That's where it's
absolutely astonishing. This is unbelievable. This is really unbelievable.
That's an unfortunate call. A 3-1 Penn State advantage after one. We were deadlocked at 5 apiece through 2 quarters. Ohio State very sharp in this third. Giving the ball back here, though. Trainer, in tight, score! Matthews.
Backs are against the wall. A goal that should have counted doesn't count. Penn State digs deep. Great ride, taking advantage of the errant pass. And you gotta use unsettled situations when your 6-on-6 just isn't clicking. And that's exactly what Penn State did. Unselfish one more from Trainer, and the finish by Liam Matthews.
McKenna drifting below goal line extended. He's got King with him. McKenna turns, he scores! Jack McKenna.
The goal by Matthews, it's like the equivalent, we're in March Madness, it's the equivalent of a dunk in basketball. And what do you have to do to nip that in the bud? You got to hit your next shot, and that's what McKenna does. Face off one, McKenna sets up the dodge behind the cage, 6'6", pterodactyl-like arms, and he uses that length to give him what most ordinary humans do not get in that situation. That's a great angle.
Penn State has won 8 of the last 9 meetings between themselves and Ohio State. This is all-time meeting number 29. Wallstrom turns on Foster. Off the question mark, Fayok made the save. Buckeyes' last win in University Park came in March of 2015. Didn't get it across. Turnover back to Penn State.
Failure to advance call. They didn't get over within the 20 seconds.
Final 80 seconds of quarter 3. Closing, long, fires, he scores! A rocket.
Another goal for Penn State off of a busted Buckeye clear. Nick Myers talked to us this week how important it would be for them to get from defense to offense. And Penn State, look at the shot clock. That's what the referees look at. It hits 60. The appropriate call. Failure to advance. And this thing leaves a fire trail. Ethan Long just steps in and rips it.
Chilly night, a Sunday night matchup. Temperatures in the low 40s when we began play. Amon finds the open man. Fire and score! Ripped to the top shelf by Long. Back-to-back goals for him.
Just the start Penn State needed here in this fourth quarter. Keep the crowd in it. Keep the wind in your sails. Get some momentum back because this Ohio State team is for real. Great job by Amon dragging down the near side, and then he's going to float the skip to the weak side. And I think we've seen you cannot give Ethan Long that kind of time and room, because if you do, turn and rate with their offensive play.
White surrounded by so many upperclassmen in those first two midfield groups. Will Peden, neat moves, feed it side there. Matthews in tight. Stonewalled by Fayok. And around the crease, they're going to give the ball to Penn State. Played 3 seasons at Hofstra before transferring. #1 in the Scarlet. Now for O'Leary on the hop against Aldridge. Gets inside. He scores! Shane O'Leary from time to time on that wing has been unstoppable.
You referenced a transfer portal earlier, Joe. O'Leary comes to Columbus via Amherst. He was a University of Massachusetts Minutemen. And O'Leary has been ready for battle here tonight. This wing dodge that he takes on has been so effective this evening. But he got on my radar in this game with that beautiful check that led to an easy goal earlier in the game. And his dodging ability has been terrific.
Aquino, no shooting lane. Fakes the flip, keeps it against Langermeyer. Nice cut there. Matthews didn't convert. It was right there. Buckeyes having issues on the clear. Lehman selling out with a diving effort on the sideline, and it comes up for Penn State.
In the second half, this fourth quarter in particular.
Wallstrom drawing defenders. Aquino. There's another save for Fayok. Tallies in 5 of his last 8. On the go. Trying to force a switch there. Pass to the inside. Score! Backside put away for Sheehan.
The parade of goal scorers and contributors to this Ohio State offense continues to expand. Sheehan's been around. He's been through the tough times of Ohio State lacrosse. And he just waits patiently for Garrett Haas to beat his man, the aggressive slide, because Penn State has got to get the ball back.
Peden on the hop against Ari Allen. Off the curl, room, Fayok, another save. Whether you go high or low on him right now, he's seeing it extremely well. These two squads, their first top 10 matchup for Penn State and Ohio State since April of 2019. Amon circles the net. Langermeyer waiting for him. Fayok on the intercept. The active goalie stick, and then he shovels it away to start the clear.
A little bit of a force from Amon.
Ball down on the sideline. Island sneaks away with it.
Waving to his fans.
Closing in on a career best. Penn State, the lowest amount of goals they've scored in a game. Oh, This one to the cage for a layup finish there.
Matthews just doing what you're told coming out of the timeout. You get doubled, the crease is vacated, the goal is vacated, and
soon to fall to 6-2. Ohio State will improve to 9-1. Viak reaching behind, has control of that ball. And even better, fourth when it mattered. Sloppiness there in the midfield. Less than a minute to go. Ross brings it ahead for Penn State. King fires, he scores! A laser from John King.
King trying to help Penn State end on a good note. Look, this is a 5-game season for these ball clubs. All 6 of the Big Ten men's lacrosse teams, and we've seen a wild weekend. Michigan for the 4th consecutive time.
This one, elementary now. The Ohio State Buckeyes improve to 9-1. They knock off Penn State by the final of 13-9.